5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action. How you doing, Afro?
I'm well. Todo bien. ¿Y tú?
De lo más bien aquí, setting up the interview here in this beautiful day here in Colegio.
Sí, trabajando.
Literally like, I think 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And, I just want to ask you like some questions because, we've known each other for a few years now.
Yes.
And, there's some things that we've seen that we're not too big fans of.
Sí.
And I have to ask you some questions. But I'm going to first start about you, Afro. What's your name? And tell me more about you and how you grew up.
Okay, so my name is Justis Godfree. And, I grew up in America. And being black in America, I don't know any other experience. I've never been a white American. I wonder what it's like. It's probably pretty nice. But I've never been a white American. So when I got to a certain age, I think when I was in college, I was a Pan-Africanist by study, which means the study of the African people as they dispersed around the planet through the transatlantic slave trade.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why this is part of diaspora. The Caribbean is the most popular part of the diaspora. For some reason, they consider the Caribbean people more connected to Africans. So if you meet an American in the States and you ask him where he's from, he'll either say, I'm from a state, or he'll say, I'm Caribbean, I'm Jamaican, I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, whatever. So I'm from Barbados, I'm Trinidadian. I didn't grow up like that. I grew up from the States.
In Georgia, right?
In Georgia and Kentucky. And I came here on a vacation. Me and my wife, we had like a 2-week vacation. And La Isla del Encanto, man. I mean, really, we fell in love with this island, man. And I hate to sound like a gringo, but it is a really beautiful place. And I know that's where our conversation is going to go, basically about gentrification in a sense. But I think one thing that I've done well is really become Caribbean. As a black American, I don't have a lot of emotional heritage or ties towards American heritage, because America is a bastardized country. The actual natives have no, real rights to their motherland, and the people who rule it are the colonizers, and, black people and Latinos were just like third-class citizens unless you're a white Latino, then, or you're a white European, or you're a white, I don't know how the Asian experience is, but there's certain ethnicities that conform, to whiteness, and they just identify. A lot of Cubans are like that. A lot of Cubans say, listen, I'm white.
Puerto Rico, too.
Yeah, I can imagine a lot of Puerto Ricans, too.
How was like the experience growing up in Georgia?
I don't know, man. It was nothing fantastic. It was regular. The thing about America is it's almost best when it's segregated, because it's naturally segregated. The Bronx is all Puerto Rican and black. Then Georgia is white, but Atlanta is very black. There's very few cities in America that's black cities. Atlanta's a black city. I didn't grow up in Atlanta, but I'm born in Atlanta. I grew up in Kentucky, and I grew up in the ghetto, so it's a black neighborhood. And it was nice. It was lovely, And then once I got to middle school, before high school, my mother moved us back to Atlanta. So from Atlanta till, from high school to graduation, I lived in Atlanta. Then I went back to Kentucky for college.
Okay. And then you studied in college.
I studied Pan-African. I was a Pan-African Studies major in college. I went to one of the few universities that you could actually get a degree. I think you could get all the way up to a PhD in Pan-African studies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's a lot of beautiful culture. See, what happens is what the African people brought with them around the world was culture. So that's why when you ask people about Puerto Rican culture, they might say pereo, they might say pasteles. What would you say when you say Puerto Rican culture?
Mofongo.
Mofongo, what else?
Coqui.
Coqui.
Huepa.
Okay, what's huepa?
Huepa is like hi, you know, it's like saying huepa.
Huepa, sí, okay, huepa.
Yeah.
Okay. One more.
Bomba y plena.
Bomba y plena. So
That has African influence on it.
No, it's African, period. The African people bought, I don't know about plena. I think plena is more of a mix of African and Spanish.
Yeah, that's more like Spanish, but the bomba itself.
Bomba is African. The African people were already drumming those rhythms. They were already doing those dances.
Even
just here.
What about even the reggaeton? Like
Yeah. So that's the culture that Africans bring. Even like what I have on is very cultural. You know, if you can't figure out what it is, it feels cultural. It's rhythmic. It's because it's African fabric. It's Nigerian fabric. So my point is, I studied that. I studied how African people were able to adopt and assimilate, but also not assimilate. So you have Afro everything. You have Afro Europeans. You have Afro Americans. You have Afro Caribbeans. You have Afro Asians. You have Afro. What did I miss?
Afro American. Afro.
That's the big ones.
Afro European.
Yeah, those are the big ones. The Caribbean, the Americas, those are the big places where African people deposited their culture. So a lot of it was lost, a lot of it was broken, but there are very clear chains and there are very strong literary traditions. So if you don't know anything about black culture, I would encourage you to read a book by Toni Morrison, maybe watch a movie by Spike Lee. Those are good places to start.
Spike Lee?
Spike Lee, yeah. Watch Malcolm X by Spike Lee. I'll give you a
about
quick
Malcolm X?
Yeah, it's called Malcolm X. Or it's called X. It's about Malcolm X, yes. Denzel Washington played Malcolm X. Very good movie. Takes place in Harlem.
There we go. I literally just like put it on. Okay.
Yes. So I studied that. I studied the culture, the spiritual systems, all of those things. So because of that, I'm not a very religious person because I understand that God, spirit, Mother Nature, however you identify, universe, source, whatever you call it, is so great that no one tradition, no one system can identify exactly what it is. You know, the thing that make these trees grow, that make these birds chirp, that make you and I connect is undefiable, but everyone has always tried to connect to that from the beginning of time. So obviously African people were the original people, so they were the first people to create spiritual systems. I was actually having a conversation with a friend of mine, an alumni of Colegio, and she's a born-again Christian. It's very interesting, her perspectives, because she's really adopted a European colonized kind of perspective, and she doesn't know it because she cloaks it in, oh, I just love Christ. But we were talking about rituals, and she was making rituals synonymous with witchcraft.
Like the whole
No, anything is a ritual. Brushing your teeth every day, that's a ritual. It has nothing to do with spirituality. Anything you do, if you go to the gym every day, it's a ritual.
Yeah, rituals like, you know, like, for example, like every Friday I go to buy ice cream or something like that.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's
exactly. It's a routine that brings you some kind of energy or that costs you some kind of energy. But she was just lumping everything in the bucket of witchcraft.
Do you think it was like some voodoo stuff or something like that?
She was just, she didn't realize what she was doing was a very white thing. You know, that's what the white people did when they colonized. That's what the European did, the Spanish, the Portuguese, the English. That's what they did specifically when they went around the world mixing up the people, specifically the African people, and moving them all around the world. They just said, oh, all of that is just bullshit. It's devil worship. It's witchcraft. And this is the real thing. Christianity, Catholicism, Judaism, Islam. Everything else is witchcraft.
You know, I've heard about something like that they did the other day, where there's this island in India. It's called North Sentinel Island. It's one of the like
Sentinel Island, where they killed the people. They killed
they killed two guys like in the 1800s, But the thing is that they tried for generations to like
So invade that place.
impose
Yeah.
the other religion, and every single time they've been killed
Yeah.
by like the bows and arrows, and the government actually ended up banning, the entrance of people to there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
you enter there and you get caught, you're going to prison. If you don't get caught, you're gonna get.
Yeah. And that was my point. And probably, all truths are half truths. So that's probably only half true. I do believe they killed some people. I do believe they preserved their tradition. But I also believe if we went over there, the people would show love. I don't think what colonization does, it never stopped. This is why we're talking about this project down in
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we're gonna.
It never stopped. Colonization never stopped.
It just
Part of
changed.
it is demonizing and making everything that's indigenous barbaric. Like, oh, that's that old stupid, like the Hebrew culture. All it's those idiots who they carry around machetes and pitchforks. They're just backwards ass people. That's gonna be the agenda they're gonna push as they develop the fucking Hilton and the golf course.
Even though it's freaking culture.
Huh?
Even though it's culture.
It's culture, but they don't respect it, so they demonize it, so they can say, "Oh, well, this is better culture."
Oh.
These hotels that we're gonna put on the beach, don't you want to have a golf resort on the beach in Cabo Rojo? And they're gonna take the out of Rojo, and it's just gonna be Cabo Rojo.
Cabo Rojo. Oh,
No, it's gonna be Cabo Rojo.
Rojo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's gonna be no Yeah.
No, they're gonna complete. If we let them, they're gonna completely whitewash this island like they did Hawaii.
Man.
And that's it.
Man.
And that's how they move, because it's in their tradition. I don't want to say it's in their blood. I don't want to sound like a colonizer myself. I don't like to generalize people. But if you watch how they move. When I moved here, I moved to Rincon. I always tell people this. I don't know if it's still the truth, but since Jake Paul and all these guys, they're starting to colonize
Dorado. Yeah, Dorado. Yeah. And
listen to this, guys. Listen to you kids out there. I took a job interview about 2 years ago. Another thing,
I think I remember.
how they cloak their religion. The woman was like bashing like everything that wasn't white Christianity. She said, so if you are one of these woke people and you don't believe in praying and you think, men should go to women's bathrooms, I don't think men should go to women's bathrooms.
Yeah, me
That's a
neither.
different story.
Yeah.
But that's how she put it all under this cloak of Jesus.
Oh, she like generalized everything. Oh, yeah. That,
Because she's like Trump.
Yeah.
She wanted to draw the line and say, listen, you either on our side or you're on the other side. And then she started talking about this thing. So I went through the first part. I said, let me meet this broad, man. And long story short, this was like a 20-minute video you had to watch after you did the interview, once you got invited to the second interview. So before you enter the second interview, she basically want to let you know, if you're into any kind of ethnic shit, if you're not a white Christian, basically don't even apply because you're not getting hired.
Wow.
That's basically what she was saying in a subtle way. And basically trying to she's like, oh, we pray every morning, and if you're not into that, blah, blah. Like, why wouldn't you want to have a multicultural, diverse staff? Because they think their way is better. That's why.
Yeah, and
You
that's like a lot of the jobs get affected.
That's how society gets. That's why America is great. That's why they want to make America great again. What they're saying is, let's make this a white nationalist country once again. And they include Christianity in that. Remember, the KKK, the people who were running around burning crosses and lynching niggas, were a Christian group. They were like, how they say the Muslims ran the plane in 9/11 into the Twin Towers. That was like a Muslim extremist group.
Yeah.
The KKK is a Christian extremist group, but they still exist.
Yeah, got to do got to do the whole thing with the crosses. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cult, Yeah, but they do exist. I've been reading about them. They do exist, even though they're like smaller numbers now.
Well,
but
they
do
practice
still
different.
exist.
See, what happens
They do
is
still exist.
all of those people, there was thousands of those people. They all have kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. And all those people know their ideology. So then they become millionaires and they move to Dorado. They moved to Cabo Rojo.
Yeah,
they moved to Rincon.
Like Cabo Rojo's changing right now. Like it's very rapid change.
It's turning into Rincon.
I'm seeing it. Like it's very and that's that's like the next question I want to ask you. It's like how and why did you move to Puerto Rico?
I'm another colonizer. Welcome to Puerto Rico. Let me plant my flag. No, man, I moved here. That's what I was trying to say. Black people, Black American people have a very unique existence because we're the one people that have no homeland. We're not Americans. Ask Trump. Ask Elon Musk. Elon Musk is not even from America. He's from South Africa.
He's African.
His people colonized South Africa. That's what you're experiencing in Cabo Rojo. That same thing happened all in the country of South Africa. The whole country, they're called Afrikaans with 2 A's. Those are the white Africans.
So Afrikaans are the white Africans.
Yes.
And then
they have their own language, Afrikaan. The other people, they speak Shwi.
they're
Those are African
the original
people, the black
Africans.
people. Yeah, the blacks.
Yeah, the original Africans.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're Shwi. They have different tribes.
And because I remember I saw like a picture, like they have like a picture from South Africa, and there's like a division, like well, there's
Yeah,
one
you gotta
area,
put
there's,
that
like,
up in the
city.
edit. You really need to put that up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They're like there's like in one area there's
slums,
the city, and
then
the other like the slums. Like wow.
Yeah, they live in little tin huts and shit.
And
So this is so to answer your question, Black Americans do not feel like we have a country because we don't.
so do you feel more in the country in Puerto Rico than in the United States?
I feel like as a Black American, you have to be into your spiritual self because your home is your body.
Okay.
And I feel like if you are conscious and you come with an open mind and you don't come like a gringo wherever you go, whether that be to Colombia or where's this place that people love to go to, Costa Rica, or a lot of people are moving to Mexico. There's a large expat community of Black people in Panama, in Portugal. If you come with an open mind and you don't come like a American with that arrogance and that know-it-all, like my fucking coffee is better than yours kind of shit.
Yeah.
And you come open, the people embrace you that love you. That's anywhere in the world. If you don't come flashy, they don't want to rob you because people are going to rob you if you come flashy.
You know, and that's like the next question I wanted to ask you. You know, it's like how has it been for you and your family here in Puerto Rico?
It's beautiful, man. Puerto Rico is beautiful, man. The people are beautiful. The people can be intimidating because, you know, when you don't speak Spanish, you know, there is a division there, you know what I'm saying? But there's nothing like being around racist white people. So I'm going to be candid to you. I hope you receive my message out of love as your brother because I'm your cousin and I love you. But I didn't expect to meet so many white Puerto Ricans. That was a shock. I didn't expect that. When I picture Puerto Ricans, I didn't know. I never. There's not a lot of Puerto Ricans where I grew up at.
I'm a white Puerto Rican.
Yeah, almost. I don't know. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I expected. You always hear this butter pecan, Puerto Rican. That's kind of what I was expecting. More of this color.
Yeah, kind of like I could call it
more
Puerto
like
Rican
this color.
Yeah, I call it Puerto Rican white. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But the beauty of that is. The people, I know there's colorism, I understand. It's literally been explained to me, the science, right? But the point that I'm trying to make is, do I feel home here? Not really. I don't feel 100% free to express myself, but that's what I chose. Because I feel like that's what happens when you move to, would I feel at home in Thailand? Fuck no. But that's because I'm learning a new culture. My goal is not for me to feel at home, but for my children to feel at home because my children are born aquí en Mayagüez. So I come from a culture that we speak English. It's hard to feel at home when you're not with your native tongue, you know? But I love Puerto Rico.
And they've been learning.
And this is my own home.
And they've been learning Spanish too.
Yeah. It's just like a Puerto Rican moves here. They're gonna not speak Spanish that well, and then eventually they will once they're here 20 years. What I'm saying is, you're asking me, do I feel at home here? Not 100%. Well, I feel at home here, but I still feel like alien.
Like foreign.
Yeah.
Foreign, like you feel at home, but you still kind of feel like that foreign.
Yeah, like I would. It would be better to ask a Puerto Rican that lives in New York, how do they feel? Or a Puerto Rican that lives in Chicago, how do they feel? Because they probably feel like me. But the ones who are born there, that's how my kids feel. My kids feel at home here because this is all they know.
It's normal, you know. They feel
this is home.
Exactly.
They just don't speak Spanish well. But I love Puerto Rico. I love the people. I love the island. I love the This side of the island, I love being outside of San Juan, the metro, because it's more nature, which is what made me fall in love with this place.
Oh, it's all right.
Which is what made me fall in love with this place in the beginning, was just the nature, the beach, the finca, you know.
And Boquerón Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times. You know,
Boquerón, Poblado.
you know, and that's like the next question that you know you start talking about is that like how has Puerto Rico and how have Puerto Ricans treated you? You know, it's like as an individual
love,
and your family.
Listen, I guess the only person who's gonna hear this is your professor, so it doesn't really matter.
Professor,
but just in case we put this on YouTube,
I think this thing is
if you're
on
black
YouTube.
and you come to Puerto Rico, the first thing is you're gonna get love. The second thing is, make sure every day when you really look in the mirror, you separate yourself from being white. Because I don't care if you're Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian, Jamaican, Bahamian, when you go to Chinese, Indian, when you go to America, you do become Americanized. And me being an American, an original American, of course I'm Americanized. But I have to check myself every day and listen and learn more than I try to. That's why even this is, I'm trying to add value on a holistic standpoint instead of just a little like I'm important, because I'm not important. And that's the first thing you have to is dissolve your ego when you go anywhere in the world. Because America's a very egotistical place. If you look at the Chinese people, they're arrogant in their own way, but they're humble at the same time. They're egotistical, I should say, but they're not arrogant. Because they build businesses all around the world. You don't think they're proud of that? You don't think they recognize their impact? They're the global leaders right now.
No, the reality is almost every Chinese guy I know has a business.
Yeah, everybody.
No,
they don't even go anywhere without setting up business. So I would say try to emulate the Chinese and don't act like the white people. And that's how I am. I have business here. It's a small business. I sell clothes, Afro Rico. My wife sells clothes. My wife sells natural oils and medicinal oils for the skin and hair. And my children, they're selling bracelets. So I think people respect you when you work, when they see you working in public.
And hustling too.
Yeah, that's work. You're just working for yourself. So I love Puerto Rico. I've always been embraced. I've always gotten love. I've danced many a salsa, many perreo, and I don't know if I'll ever live anywhere other than this beautiful island. And the people show nothing but love. It's just sometimes you can't feel intimidated by the Spanish, because I get a lot of invitations to house parties and cumpleaños and shit like that, and I'm just intimidated because I'm like, I don't want everybody in there trying to talk to me, trying to speak English because of me. And I also don't want to just be in there trying to like figure out what people are saying. So that's the challenge. If you can learn Spanish before you come here, you're going to have a blast.
Man, beautiful. You know, and like this is like the thing I've noticed that, you know, here in Colegio, I'm remembering when I first met you, selling cookies, and when you first sold the muffins, remember?
Yeah, the cornbread.
The cornbread,
yeah.
With Sun Foods.
Yeah.
I remember, like, I literally, like, the 3 years you were here before you started working online, I think you never really had any bad experiences. Like, everyone treated you.
No,
really
I got my bike stolen right here, actually, in the Central building. That was actually a fucking nice bike. It was the best bike I ever had. But it was my fault. They actually laughed at me in the police station.
Nah.
Yeah, because I told them the truth. I left this is what happened. The same homegirl. No. I was kicking it with the same homegirl that I'm telling you about right now. That's a born-again Christian. This is back when she was attending Colegio. And while I was kicking with her, we were like besties at that time. And then my other homeboy, who also went here, was coming to pick me up because we were going somewhere. So I forgot he was picking me up. And I was like, oh, shit. And I think I had parked downstairs. And then when my homegirl, when I called her, she told me she was upstairs. So in that time, I forgot that my bike was downstairs.
No.
And then he called me, and he was like up there. So I just jumped in the car with him, and I didn't come back to Colegio till the next day.
And he was gone.
Of course the bike was gone. Come on. It was like a nice fucking bike. It was like a Schwinn. It was like a nice Schwinn with big tires, a super comfortable seat.
Man.
And wow, that was a really good bike. So that's probably the only bad experience, but no.
After that, you know, it's just like everyone has treated you really good, you know.
No, it's nothing but love. Listen, Colegio is a poblado.
Basically,
and that's how I treat it. So I don't feel like
it's like a town. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a poblado. It's like Poblado de Wi-Fi. That's how I look at Colegio.
Poblado de Wi-Fi.
See, it's Wi-Fi everywhere here. There's plenty of places to relax. If you want to be around people, you can. If you don't, you can find some place to be quiet, alone, with your meditation, with your reading material, with your study material. There's bathrooms, there's showers, there's gyms, there's cafeterias, there's cafes. I mean, it's this place. The only thing that makes this the Boquerón, the Poblado de Boquerón better than this is the water.
Yeah, water. Yeah, the water.
That's
maybe
it.
the restaurants, and that's
No,
about
not
it.
even the restaurants. You got French Cafe. You got fucking batatas, potatoes.
The downtown is right there. Sam's is down the road.
You got everything, bro. Poblado. I mean, to me, this is the best place. This is my favorite place in Mayaguez, honestly.
Man, you know, and talking about like places, you know, it's like, what changes have you seen in Puerto Rico since you moved back in 2017?
I think the culture of INGL has changed.
Yeah, it has. Definitely after 2019 especially.
When I first moved to Puerto Rico, it was in 2017. I moved to Rincon.
Man, you saw the last.
And I didn't
golden
have
age.
any fun in Rincon because I didn't have a car. And the plaza, it's like most plazas are kind of dead.
Was it dead back then?
It wasn't dead, but you had to go get into the action. You had to go get into the mix.
Oh.
You know, you would have to go to the beach.
It's not like today where it's like very like lively. It was like
No, just like it is today. All these towns are the same. They're dead as fuck on the weekend. Maybe Cabo Rojo is different.
yeah, Cabarros.
But like Rincon, Mayaguez, Añasco, Aguada, those places are dead. They have like shopping times, like Pulguero,
Yeah.
and then it's dead. In the Rincon, they have the art walk, then it's dead the whole weekend. Mayaguez is dead the whole weekend.
No, the Mayaguez is dead right
you
now.
can roll.
probably.
You can run every red light in Mayaguez from Saturday to Sunday.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's
I've
dead.
seen it literally when I go out of my girlfriend's house. There's like this stoplight. No one respects it, bro.
No, there's no
one
point.
cares.
You're just gonna waste your time there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, bro.
Everyone
and there's nobody
needs
on the road. You feel actually stupid.
I kind of
You
do
feel
it
like a
myself
robot.
too. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of do it too. But
No, because you feel like a robot if you just sit at the light. You're like, what the
and
fuck
there's
am
like
I waiting
no one
on?
there. It's very dark. You know, it's like some random guy could come over
At
and,
night, yeah.
and like say like fuck it, you know, and like poop, and it just
Well, I
go.
run the rights less at night because I can't see as much. But in the daytime, if I can look up the street, there's no cars, there's no cops. I feel stupid if I'm sitting there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like a robot. I feel like a drone. That's what they want us to do.
You know, so
Green light go, red light stop. That's not life, man. Life
No.
is like a surf. Life is not like a fucking drive down the tube, you know?
You know, and in terms of life, you know, like I know, like when you came here, like literally like a few months after the hurricane happened, you know, you saw a lot of, you know, very interesting stuff. You know, Colegio culture. You know, you literally saw the last of millennials exiting this university, and then Gen Z entering. You know, is it like very different? You know, it's like, or is it like kind of
No,
similar?
it's not very different. You know, all change is gradual. Even back to the gentrification thing, that's how it happens. Just gradually. Gradually, Cabo Rojo is going to change. Like Rincon gradually changed. It wasn't overnight.
It was like a few decades.
Yeah, it takes gradually. So, no, the main thing that I've seen, because so what I was explaining was when I moved here in Rincon, it was boring as hell. I thought it was going to be fun. I thought I was going to be fucking meeting all kind of beautiful people. And that happened on a random, but it was like basically I lived for 2 days. Thursday night, the art walk, and Sunday morning they used to do
The Pulguero.
No, they don't have Pulguero. They used to do a big ass farmers market.
Oh yeah,
And that
oh
shit
yeah,
was
yeah.
nice.
I thought it was a Pulguero. Really?
No, it was all food. So half of it was just all food, and then the other half was like artesanos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know that they still do to this day, though, the Thursdays, that it actually gets really full.
Yeah.
That's where you go actually, you know,
Yeah, play
touching
rumba.
playing their instruments. Oh,
So that's what I've noticed. So my point is, when I got to Maya West, I was finally in Puerto Rico, because I moved here in June of 2017. After 2 months, I was done with fucking Rincon. I was like, bro, I didn't move to Puerto Rico to live around a bunch of white people. I'm serious, bro. I come from a very you guys can Google it. Atlanta, Georgia is like one of the. There's a few black meccas in America. Atlanta, Georgia, Washington D.C., Houston, Texas, Oakland, California, maybe Philadelphia. There's not that many places. That's 5 cities, and there's probably 10,000 cities. Maybe Chicago. But I'm talking about a black mecca where you can see all levels. In Chicago, I don't know. I'm not sure. Detroit is another one for sure. But this is a city where you can see every walk of life black. Black judges, black mayor, black police officers, black millionaires, black business owners, black executives. You don't see that in like a lot of other cities. You know,
okay.
When you go into certain cities, most of the people who are running shit are white people. So I come from a town where black people are running shit. You know, a lot of rappers, a lot of culture, a lot of food, a lot of beauty. So I was just like, all these white people, they asking me questions, and it didn't feel like it was coming from a genuine place. You know, it was like they're being nosy. You know, trying to find out like my business and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck you doing here? Type. I felt like I lived in a gated community.
In Rincon.
And
that's why you moved here to Maya West.
And then I bought my house in Maya West, and I wasn't planning on moving to the house, but I was just so bored in Rincon.
That's a pretty nice house that you bought back then. And all that.
Yeah, thank you. And I was like, why the fuck am I paying rent? And I just spent my last dollar on this house. So I was like, I'm just moving. I gave my neighbor, it's going to be my last month. I'm out. So I moved poco a poco with my homies that I knew and shit. And actually, when I lived in Rincon, I spent more time in Aguada with the Chaparros.
Dude, Aguada is very nice.
Yes.
I've been to Aguada a bunch of times. It's very chill. It's
very chill. I don't know that I could live there. That's the thing. I'm still acclimating to the laid back. I come from a city that's very active. Very active.
Very mover.
Yeah, it's like, so you get used to that lifestyle. So it's taken me, I've been here since 2017. And I have fun. I enjoy my life, really. But I still haven't I have to create fun. I'm gonna create something that is fun. And that's the problem, because I was talking to my homegirl about it, and she's like, oh, but it has to be in Spanish. I'm like, fuck, man. Am I a gringo?
No, it can be bilingual.
That's what I'm saying. Why can't it be? So I have a complex about that shit, because I don't want to come off like a gringo ever. So anyway, my point is, once I came to Maya West, I got introduced to Puerto Rican culture. I went to, the first place they took me to was Plaza de Mercado.
Yeah, here.
To have some mofongo.
Oh, man.
See, some mofongo with pollo. Even though I'm vegetarian, I'm going to eat the cultural food. And it wasn't the best, I'm not going to lie. But I've had better mofongo. Actually, there's better mofongo in Rincon. In La Familia, the restaurant de La Familia, they have the best mofongo that I've had on this island.
It's like garlic and stuff.
Yeah, it's not dry. Remember we were talking about that last night?
It has to be garlicky.
It has to be garlicky, and it needs a degree of moisture to it.
Yeah, because remember, mofongo's always drier than mango, but it can't be too dry.
It can't be too dry.
Because if it's too dry...
It's a fine line. If you listen, sit down with your abuela this Christmas season and find out how does she make the juicy mofongo.
That garlicky flavor.
That garlicky mofongo.
Ah, man, you're giving me a hunger right now.
Me too, yeah. I'm like, I actually almost regretting now that I didn't get that meatloaf.
Ah, man, no, but Wellington's pretty similar.
Nah, so, but also, totally different.
So in terms of like changes, it's like mainly
the yeah, because when I moved to Maya West, the shit was beautiful, because I come from a party culture city.
in Atlanta.
Atlanta is all about nightclubs, strip clubs. That's what Atlanta's known for, and music.
You told me you used to work as a bouncer.
Yeah, I wasn't a bouncer. I was a hustler.
No,
I was a hustler. I used to set up a station in the bathroom.
Oh.
Where people could come and get condoms, they could get cigarettes, they could get cologne, things like that.
Like a hookup spot, basically.
No, yeah. Well, you
hook them up with the
everything you need because remember you're in the club, so you want to be impressive. So you might come in there with a cologne. Puerto Ricans wear a lot of cologne, but after an hour, 2 hours, your cologne might wear off.
Yeah.
So you want to spruce up. So they spruce up and they drop $5 in the bucket. They give a spray, drop $5, take a couple of mints. Maybe ask for some dating advice. It's actually a beautiful environment. So anyway, my point is, Maya West had that element. Rincon did not have the element.
That's why you moved here in Maya.
No, that's not why I moved. But once I came here, I saw that they have that. So I used to be in INGL every day. I used to be in La Calle every day. I was in the Calle.
Yeah, the INGL scene here, it's pretty good. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's
not
pretty,
the same.
But it's still pretty good.
But I've danced pareo all in the streets, literally in the streets.
Man, those were good times.
Yeah.
I was too young for that.
Yeah, you missed it. It was nice, man.
I did see like the very, very, very tail end.
It still exists, but I think your school.
I saw the tail end.
I think your school of thought. What do you call it, Gen Z?
Gen Z, yeah.
I think y'all gotten soft, man, and y'all don't respect the culture of Pereo.
Like a lot of us here, we really care more about like the trap. That's something I know. I do like reggaeton, but
trap.
Yeah,
I don't love
music.
reggaeton, but it's about the dance, not the music.
And I think
I don't like reggaeton.
And also remember, a lot of us were in pandemic when the pandemic happened. A lot of us
listen. I don't want to make any excuses for your generation, but you guys are soft, man. You go into the calle, you don't talk to each other, you don't
yeah,
dance.
That's true, bro.
It's weak, man. That shit's weak.
Yeah,
it's not cool, man.
I can't lie about it. Yeah,
that's not cool because that's what makes you don't understand. Every culture doesn't have a lot of shit that makes it special. Pereo is what makes Puerto Rico culture special. Along with bomba y plena, along with salsa, that shit, that's the fucking, that's the
culture,
juice of the mangú.
It's the mover, and the main mover of culture.
That's the identifier. That's the only thing that makes you different from a fucking Dominican. That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like you don't want to lose that, man. You don't want to get that makes you beautiful. Listen, baby, that makes you African. That's the part of you that's African. You don't want to lose that shit, man. That's what happens. See, if the gringos have their way, all of that shit is going to be gone. You think the white girls are dancing fucking perreo? It'll be just like a cosplay, like.
No, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it, especially when DR. I've seen it.
Bro, you guys can't lose. That's
I'm not gonna lose it, bro. I'm not gonna lose it. I don't know if the rest of my generation, but I'm not gonna lose it.
And it doesn't have to go with the same music.
Because music, that's something I noticed. Music is changing.
Music changes.
Salsa's returning, but it's like
So what's your favorite music? Would you say?
I think
if you had to name 3 artists that you off the top of your head.
Probably in the reggaeton scene.
No, you in your scene. What are your 3 artists?
I would probably say I really do like Willie Colon. Willie Colon's pretty good.
Willie Colon?
Willie Colon.
That's an old motherfucker. What are you talking about?
I like his music, bro. I like his music. In terms of like the newer guys, Bad Bunny.
Who do you listen to? If you go to the car, I don't care if it's some white shit, man.
Usually
everybody in Puerto Rico is listening to American music, bro.
Usually, to be honest, in the
it's
car,
American music.
I don't hear American music.
What do you listen to?
Probably Bad Bunny or Daddy Yankee.
Okay, why is it so hard for you to say that? Bad Bunny's my favorite.
But I do like Willie Colon on the weekends, though.
Willie Colon?
Yeah.
That cocaine music.
Yeah. It's pretty nice music to dance to.
Yeah, I have to listen to Willie Colon because when you play salsa music and rumba, you have to listen to these things.
Palo doblado no se endereza. Okay, let's go now to the cream and crop of this. What do you remember about the plane we saw in Boquerón Bay? Do you remember the plane we saw?
I don't remember the plane, no. Tell me about it. I don't have a good memory, I'm sorry.
Okay. So you remember around a year ago, more than a year and a half ago, when I started the sales.
Yeah.
In with the Besitos de Coco.
Yeah.
So then we started the sales, and that's when the Esencia started. You know, they bought the land, or they were gonna buy the land. And I remember one of the
Did it get
days.
stopped? Why you say they were going to?
No,
It's still happening, right?
Yeah, they bought it. They bought the terrain.
Okay.
And I remember one day that we were there, and we
through.
saw like a very slow flying plane, like this, and it was literally flying all around where Esencia is, all around it, and then went way back. I don't know if you remember that,
no.
but I remember I was with you.
How did that make you feel when you saw it?
I was like, oh shit, it's true.
What's true?
It's real.
What?
Esencia. It's real.
The gringos are taking over.
Yeah, and it was like really, the plane was like really, it was like a normal propeller plane, but it's like very slightly flying very, 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 very slowly. I'm like, what the hell? And that's what I wanted to ask. You know, that's what we were talking. You know, how could Esencia affect the economy, housing, and culture? How could it affect it?
This is the problem with gentrification. It's so nice. When they take a ghetto and they put new houses and shit in there, they move the ghetto people out. It's nice. Everybody likes new shit.
Yeah, it's like
everybody likes new shit.
Yeah,
nobody wants to go to some old shit. But the problem is it whitewashes the culture. You see, so now the people who are from Cabo Rojo, they don't even feel comfortable in that part. That's what happens in Rincon. I met so many students in Colegio. They thank me. Oh, thank you for introducing me to the art walk. I never knew. It's like a boogeyman. Rincon, the whole town is like a boogeyman to people who are from the west side of Puerto Rico. There's so many people that don't hang out in Rincon, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful beaches. It might be the nicest beaches, because if we were talking about beaches yesterday, and everyone in Cabo Rojo kind of has this issue. Combate is the best, but it's super far, and then it has the algae. Fucking Boquerón Poblado,
it's
shit
really
has
nice,
those weird ass mites.
But it's like, yeah, exactly.
It itches your skin.
And Bouye, it's yeah.
Bouye, you gotta be a local to love Bouye. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
It's the locals love Bouye.
Bouye, it was nice, but we haven't really treated it well.
So now they're gonna take over the corner, and then they're gonna move up to Poblado. Then they're gonna move up to Bouye, and guess what? You're gonna like Bouye more. But you're going to go to Bouye, and you're not going to feel comfortable speaking Spanish. You're not going to feel comfortable blasting Willie Colon. Because these white people, it's an energy, dog. And I'm not racist, bro. I'm just telling you the energy of the colonizer. Because if nobody points it out, you're going to think, oh, it's just something, it was just a builder developing land. No, it's a cultural shift that happens.
Yeah, because it's like 2,000 acres, man. It's
exactly.
2,000 acres.
Exactly.
That's a small town.
And I'm optimistic. I don't think it's going to.
I hope they don't build it, bro.
I think Cabo Rojeños are disruptive enough because they have that big sign in Hormigueros.
No,
Gringo go home on the highway.
Oh yeah, they do have it like Gringo go home.
So that energy, what you don't realize about signs, that
Cabo
energy,
Rojo, we don't like it. The Cabo Rojeños.
That affects your spirit. So that they're not going to just go with. I'm with the people. If the people protest, I'm with the people.
Yeah.
Whether I'm there or not, fuck the gringos. Gringo go home. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you ask any Cabo Rojeño, because I'm a Cabo Rojeño myself,
exactly.
And if you ask any Cabo Rojeño, they're gonna tell you the same thing.
What are they saying?
They're gonna tell you, don't build it. Don't build it. There's just gonna be some people, and to be honest, it might have some benefits, economically and shit.
It will.
But everything else, culturally, electricity, the actual, the area,
the nature's gonna be
the
gone.
nature, that's what gives it the vibes, So that's like the next question I wanted to ask you. Like, what do you think are the positives and the negatives of Project Esencia?
Okay, I got a homeboy right now. Was on a cruise, and he went from Mexico to the Bahamas, and he called me when he had signal, and he said, "Gee, people is fucked up out here, man. They don't have no money. The only thing they can live off of is the tourist boats pulling up." So the thing about this thing in Cabo Rojo, obviously there's going to be more money in circulation, and we're all American. Well, this is American territory, so we need money. We bought into the idea of buying consuming more than we need, buying the brand new car even though we work at fucking Church's Chicken, you know, going to Burlington Coat Factory every time we get paid. We bought into this. Once you buy into something, you don't realize how strong of an idea that is. Once you buy into that, it's hard to turn back. So what's going to be good is there's going to be more money in circulation. We're going to make more money.
Yeah, there's going to be
What's
more
going to
money.
be bad is
The culture.
it's not going to be the same. Now, if more black people come and support this, and more like other Caribbean people come and support it, it could be nice. But if it's just like a white thing, it's going to be weird, bro. It's not going to be groovy.
So it's like, so you think there's like the positives and the negatives of the project?
Yeah, I think the positive is going to be more money in circulation. If you're hustling on the beach, you should be able to make double. The negatives is the culture is just going to slowly but surely. It might take 50 years.
Yeah, it's not.
Or it's going to fail. It's probably going to fail. You know, it's probably not, because I don't know how attractive it really is.
Yeah,
what they do is they set up these posts.
And a lot of these hotels are very expensive to run, especially with like a lot of the local labor being like $10.50 an hour minimum.
Yeah.
So.
But so the thing is, what they do is it's a long-term plan. So everybody who's protesting and shit, they're gonna die. Before that's a thing, that's how Rincon got developed. Rincon got developed to $1 million properties right now. You can go buy some shit for $1 million in Rincon. 60 years ago, you could get into Rincon for 10 G's, $10,000. You could buy you a house on the hill in Rincon.
Because it was before.
It took 50 years for that to happen. That's what's gonna happen in Cabo Rojo. So we might, well, you know, we're gonna be old and shit, say, oh fuck. But in 50 years, if this thing goes according to the plan of whoever's, because it takes money to support that.
Yeah, it takes billions. I think it's
Cabo,
like $2 billion.
No, what I mean is it takes money for people. People with money have to go. The hotels are gonna be $200, $300, $400 a night.
Yeah,
ain't no Cabo Rojeños going and supporting that
it's
shit.
gotta be tourists.
It's gotta be people with money. So if y'all make them, so if they feel uncomfortable because of the gringo go home spirit and they don't speak English and they have big and they don't speak Spanish.
So you think it might collapse into itself?
No, I think somebody's gonna win, either the locals or the gringos. And the gringos have a strong track record of winning. They've been doing this since the 1600s, since the 1500s, since Ponce de Leon.
Damn.
That's what's happening. So that's the cons. The pros is the money, but it's always a sacrifice when it comes to money.
Yeah, just like, okay, I can make more money. I can buy a house, but
no, you probably won't be able, you can buy a house now, but in 50 years,
yeah,
you won't even be able to buy a house. That's what happened in Rincon. You can't buy a house in Rincon now.
But
there was a time, and it might be true right now, where every piece of property for sale in Rincon was for sale by a white American. So if you wanted to buy a property in Rincon,
you're gonna have to pay like $300.
It's not even that. You have to do business with a white American. That's the power structure. It's not about the price. The power is that we control this
land.
We control this. So we can decide if we're going to sell to you or not. We can say, fuck you. Even if you make a $400,000 offer on a $300,000 house and you're from Rincon, if we don't like your attitude, we can say, no, we're not going to sell it to you. And then we keep the community white. Wow. But the poor people, the poor locals, the poor Cabo Rojeños, the poor Rinconians, they sell their shit because they're like, oh, fuck this. We done this. We're going to move to Florida. They sell it for cheap, $60,000.
$100,000.
That same person is going to knock down that house, put up some nice shit, and when they move, it's going to be a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000
and
house.
they double or triple the offer.
That shit. 10x it.
That's what I wanted to ask you. In fact, the next question I want to ask you is like, how do you think it could affect the Esencia of Cabo Rojo in the Southwest? I think you already did answer it.
Yeah, I think it's hard. Puerto Ricans are strong. But the problem with Puerto Rico is the same problem with every other island in the Caribbean. The only difference between the other islands and Puerto Rico, I think Puerto Rico is one of the whiter islands.
Yeah, and I think it's the whitest of the...
I think it's the whitest island. And you ask, why would I say that? Because that's something to that. So I think the people are in disbelief because they see... I was talking to a white man last week in Arizona. He was asking me how life is in Puerto Rico. And I said, well, what's interesting about Puerto Rico, you can move down there. If you spoke Spanish, I wouldn't know if you were Puerto Rican or white. Because he's a white guy, tall, brown hair.
Because a lot of us Puerto Ricans are, they call it the gringo passing. Gringo passing is basically...
They say that? That's real. That's
yeah,
a thing?
America, yeah, a gringo passing.
No, y'all are for sure.
Gringo
for sure.
passing is basically like, a lot of people say that I could pass as a gringo.
You can't. And the problem is when y'all are gringo passing, y'all are more easy to accept the gringo ideology. And those people end up turning on their own people. Like, I think it's like this mayor. Is it the mayor or the governor of Puerto Rico?
Oh, this
She's not very popular. Jennifer, I think.
Ah, Jennifer, yeah, the new one, yeah.
Is she popular or no?
No,
Yeah,
everyone hates
exactly.
her, bro.
Because she's adopted the American ideology.
And she's selling our country.
She's selling her people out.
Yeah,
And that's what happens. So with this being a white island, it's easier for... So you have to be careful, maestra. You have to warn your students.
Profesora.
Yeah. You have to warn your students. Just because you're white, don't forget you're Puerto Rican. And Puerto Rican means you're Taino, you're Spanish, and you're African.
Actually, she's American.
And you... Oh, fuck. She's going to erase this video. She's not even going to show this shit to the fucking class. Your teacher's a gringo? A gringa? Oh, what the fuck? She already knows what's going on. Ask your teacher what she thinks is going to happen with this Esencia project.
I will.
Ask her for the truth, not the bullshit. Ask her what the conversation she has when she talks to her mom and her dad about Puerto Rico.
She's going to see this, so...
She's not going to tell you.
We're just going to keep it real.
This is going to help her consider her own consciousness. And I'm not saying she's a racist or anything like that. What I'm saying is the white Americans move here strategically. Black Americans, we don't move here strategically. We move here randomly. And we barely even, which is a sad thing, we barely even cooperate with each other. Like, the Chinese, they're not disoriented. They're connected. Whether we can, you don't have to ask them. You know, the Chinese people are connected. All the Chinese people that live in Puerto Rico, they all know each other.
Yeah.
Believe it.
You know, dude, like literally, like next to my house, they have this Chinese place. It's never empty, bro. Never. It's always full. And I love their food.
No, we all do. Globally, they have
their
restaurants
food.
all over the world.
You know, and you know, how do you think, you know, it could change how the community interact with the local coast? You know, the project. How do it?
Well, I hope they keep it clean. I mean, I don't think they were gonna come. I don't think they would come and pollute it, like as far as like trash and things like that. But you just gotta be careful. You have to protect your heritage, your culture, and don't let these white folks come in and just shit all over you. You know, because that's what the colonizers did to the indigenous people. You know, and it just happens, bro. It happens. I'm not a colonizer, so I can't exactly explain how it happens, but I know it happens. And I have a lot of white friends. I have a lot of white friends in Rincon, and they act like, oh, shit is sweet and blah, blah. But they're a tight-knit community. I'm sure, Professor, you're a tight-knit with a bunch of white people here on this island. And there's nothing wrong with that. But always respect the culture of the people whose land that you're on and learn from it, you know, and everything can be improved. You know, I'm not saying this is fucking paradise. This is like, these are perfect people that don't need, there's a lot of shit can change for the better. So I don't have a dog in that fight because I'm not from here. I'm literally going to Ponce to stay in a nice hotel like in 2 days. And I'm sure when they built that hotel, the people down in Ponce was like, nah, fuck this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a cycle, to be honest.
People like nice shit, bro. I'm American. I like nice shit. I'm gonna go to somewhere nice. I'm going to. You know, I like Puerto Rico because it's nice. I don't know if I would live in some of these other islands, Trinidad, and I just can't imagine. I don't even know what the life is like there. But I know I would adapt because I would come humble. I would come with an open mind, and I would come as a student of the culture. You know, so teacher, this is what I would encourage you to be a student of the culture. And don't be offended by this conversation because it's real. You know, don't be a Karen.
Okay. Okay. How do you think the culture could change because of the project?
I think, listen, it's not going to offend me because I don't speak Spanish. But I know Puerto Ricans feel very offended when they go to a place and they're not greeted in Spanish. they take that personally. They feel like something is being stripped away from them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, I hear it all the time. They talk about, yo, I went to a restaurant in Rincon. These motherfuckers said hello. And they asked me what I wanted to eat. They didn't ask me, like, whatever the fuck you said. Yeah, they didn't ask me nothing in Spanish. The whole menu was in English. I've heard these stories 1,000 times. The waitress is Puerto Rican. She's Puerto Rican. But the owner is white. And the customer is Puerto Rican. And the customer is upset because they're saying this girl did not even speak to me in Spanish. Not one word. So that's what can happen. I think that's the worst that can happen. And I'm not Puerto Rican, so I don't understand how that feels. But I also can understand how that feels.
Okay. Entonces, these are our last questions. Our last two questions. How do you think the Puerto Rican people feel included? No, do you think Puerto Ricans feel included in decisions about the construction of Project Esencia?
No, but Puerto Ricans, you know they gotta fight. You know, we know we gotta fight. And I just feel like that's also part of the culture. The government doing whatever the fuck they want to do.
That's one thing I noticed with Puerto Rican culture. When something like big happens, we all unite.
Yeah.
Nah,
I just don't know how effective it is. Like everybody is. I feel like 90% of people in Cabo Rojo are against this project, but I don't think it's gonna stop it.
No, I think they're gonna build it anyways. But I think what's gonna happen is when they start building it, that's where when the actual manifestaciones and the protests are gonna start. All right, last question. Take into account the possibility of this project being built. How do you see Puerto Rico in 10 years?
Listen, tell my Puerto Ricans, and I know only the teacher's gonna hear this, and she's not Puerto Rican, but I think the teacher, what's her name?
Ricia Chansky.
Ricia?
Ricia Chansky.
Oh, she's not American. She's American? Chansky? So anyway, so that's America for you. Somebody named Chansky, that's a European name, but she's American. But if your name is Colon, you know, even if you're 5 generations separated, you're gonna say, well, I'm American, but my heritage is Puerto Rican. So she would probably say the same thing. So I think your teacher will agree that, you know, everything can afford to. I'm not a traditionalist. I think that's a lot of people's problems, is that they get too caught up in tradition, meaning they don't want anything to change. I think it's okay for things to change. I think it's okay for people to be bilingual in Puerto Rico. I don't think it's an offense.
I agree.
You know, I think that's the worst that could happen. I think the worst can happen is it becomes more bilingual, and I think that will upset people. But I think as long as there's bomba y plena, as long as the people are there
and the music. And the music.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever going to be well, who knows? Anything is possible, but I don't foresee a day where there's more gringos at the beach in Cabo Rojo, and I know you feel this way already, but I don't see that day where there's more gringos at the beach.
No, I think it's still gonna be balanced because Cabo Rojo is a very internal tourist town. Like there's a lot of external tourists, but there's also.
But that's the plan. That's the problem, because the plan is for it to be like, oh, this is like, you know, the whole thing with Ponce de Leon, they were looking for the fountain of youth, and they stopped here because they felt like they found it. So that's how they're going to market it outside of the island. Oh, this new place that you never heard of, Cabo Rojo. Come visit the Hilton, stay at the golf club. You understand? That's how they're going to push it over the next 50 years. So, I think that is a threat, you know, because they are going to market it in a way that it's like, no, this is not just for locals anymore. Now this is okay. This was the best kept secret for all these years. Now the secret's out. We want to let everybody in the world know Cabo Rojo's open for business. We got an airport, we got a golf club, we got a Hilton or whatever they're building.
And it's gonna be like a mass, you know.
But you have to. You can't spend all that money. It's just economics. You can't spend all of that money and just let it sit. It has to make its money back. That's not like small business like you and
$2 billion. It's $2 billion.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not small business. It's not like you
That's
and your
not small
homeboy
business.
like selling, agua frescas.
Or tepache on the beach.
This is so many people's money is tied up into this deal. Hedge funds, all kind of shit, man. $2 billion deal ain't no small deal, bro. It literally has to work. Like, they have to engineer everything to make it work. So that's going to change things, you know.
All right. I think we're done. This has been interesting.
But I
Happy,
think the
but-
locals also have to be open because there could be nicer restaurants too. You know, I think that's what's going to happen. What I'm saying is everybody has to welcome diversity. Black people, white people, red people, yellow people. Everybody has to be welcome to diversity. And nobody has to feel like my way is superior to your way.
That's the point.
That's the point. So Puerto Ricans have to take the attitude and be a little bit open because as a man doing business in Puerto Rico, not even on a large scale, sometimes it does feel intimidating. Sometimes you do feel like they don't want to do business with you because you're not Puerto Rican. You know? So I think that, business does help. I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I think, Cabo Rojo could have a couple different restaurants that are different. Just different from whatever the fuck is there. It's not going to kill the spirit of Cabo Rojo or Poblado.
Just like something new.
Yeah. As long as there's a nice ratio, a nice balance.
I got you. Man, this has been Gabriel Mojica with Afro Rico Justis.
Hold on, I have to say something.
But-
Teacher, why do you have him saying his name like a gringo? Pronounce your name, man, like you Puerto Rican.
You want me to say like a
Like your mama named you. Man. Your mama-
Gabriel
Okay.
Mojica? Bueno, Gabriel Alexis Mojica
Okay.
Santiago.
Okay.
But before I go, any last messages, Afro?
It's been an honor. I hope you received this message, teacher, with love. I hope you learned something from it. In the Bible, I don't know if you're a biblical person. I'm not religious, but I do enjoy the Proverbs. And it says, wisdom cries out in all places. So I hope you were able to extract some wisdom, and I hope it informs your worldview as you're living on this beautiful island. Don't isolate yourself. Go out, dance salsa, dance periando. Don't be afraid. This is your chance to live. Let your hair down. Don't bring all of your ideology and just set it here on this shelf. Shed some of it, grow, fly. It's a beautiful place.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Beautiful, man. This has been Afro. Thank you, Bella, for the interview. I know it's been very interesting. Thank you, Professor. Being wonderful.
Thank you.
And I'll see you in a few days, Professor. Have a wonderful weekend and Thanksgiving. Cut. Okay.